Welcome to Qualified Wrestle Hut. We are in the dungeon today, hanging out with the foosball table. I am Andrew Sennedra. This is the Oriental Sensation, Captain Witchfingers, and today it's WTF, AEW, and our 2022 predictions of All Out. So why did we decide to do the WTF? Because the last few months, me and him have been chirping to each other about how much things seem to be going what the hell or what the fuck in AEW with, you know, just all the rumblings about guys leaving. And just today I found out that Malachi Black wants his release. Bobby Fish is now gone. You know, there's a lot of disgruntled stuff, and we're sitting here going like, what the hell? Especially leading into this pay-per-view. And we can sort of see potentially why it's happening, because going into this pay-per-view there's a lot of matches that don't make sense, and there's a lot of stuff that was just spur of the moment. So the pay-per-view looks kind of messed up. And, you know, we're going to go into that a little bit, our feelings about everything that's been going on. Unfortunately, because we've loved this company, we followed it from day one, and now it seems to be going on its head a little bit. So, any thoughts coming from you on this?
Yeah, I think this is like the pay-per-view where we have like the least amount of interest, like hardly any hype. I'm like, what are these matches? They make no sense. I'm like, who is this guy? Who is that guy? Why are they fighting?
He doesn't even know who these guys are. But I guess you don't follow New Japan, so poor Tomohiro Ishii doesn't really get anything.
There's a random Japanese guy in there.
Out of nowhere, yeah, the plans got scrapped because Kingston got suspended. So yeah, there's just so much disarray right now. You know, we thought a lot about this last year around this time when, you know, Punk was introduced just before All Out, and then on All Out, you had Cole and Danielson show up, and then, you know, just after that, you had Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. You know, earlier this year, we got Claudio. You know, there's just so many people that are coming in, and now we're seeing all these chuds like, you know, Danielson and Punk and Claudio taking spots, and guys are getting frustrated because they're getting pushed to, you know, down the back of the line, and people, founding people that are here seem to be getting pushed down a little bit as well, like Darby. You know, what's happened to him? He was really having huge pushes on pay-per-views, having really big matches, you know, TNT type of matches against Brian Cage, and having a match against like Miro and these types of situations. And now all of a sudden he's strung together in a 6-man tag match out of nowhere, you know, hanging out with Miro. I don't know, is just a lot of chaos.
The storyline makes absolutely no sense. Just random guys. I wonder, this might be like the lowest selling pay-per-view, because like there's no build-up, there's like just random guys put together. So
it might also be the highest because you got all these freaking, you know, Punk lovers. You know, and that's what I think Tony Khan sees, is he's seeing like all the people just love the big names, that they felt like MJF was right. They fell in love with the nostalgia of some guy who did something good once that I don't even give two shits about. Like personally, I never really cared for Punk and his matches, so you know, I don't really care that he's here. I'm a much bigger fan of Kenny Omega and the Bucks and Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin and Jungle Boy and all kinds of different people I'd rather see. But I bet you any money it just does big, you know, draw because of the name power on it. And that's the unfortunate side of this business, that's what they're more concerned about than putting on, you know, good matches and good storylines and all that type of stuff.
I figured the main events could be slow and drawn out, punchy, kicky, you know.
It's going to be slow as molasses, your favorite term.
Yeah,
his favorite term is slow as molasses. And, you know, more than likely it'll probably be that, and Mox will probably have to carry the match. As much as I don't really, you know, care about Mox too much, at least, you know, he usually does bring something pretty good to the matches for the most part, and can work with all kinds of different guys, and has had good matches with that. So at least he can do that, and, you know, not botch a move and break his foot. You know, like, fuck him. I broke my foot and I just, you know, walked around on my cast. Anyways, we're moving on from the WTF part now. We're moving on to the all-out predictions. What we got for the first match going down?
Danielson versus Chris Jericho, the Lionheart.
So I'm going with Jericho because I don't give two shits about Bryan Danielson. So that was my automatic thing for that match. I definitely, you know, going Jericho. I'm thinking maybe Garcia stabs Danielson in the back, you know, to pull one over on him maybe.
Yeah, I agree with the stabbing.
I mean, stabs Danielson in the back, not Jericho.
Yeah, I think that too. But I think as much as I don't like Danielson, I think Danielson might win this one, and then and then the stabbing occurs.
Afterwards, yeah. Well, there we go. We usually have the same picks because we have the same feelings about how stuff's going to go. So right off the bat, we got opposite picks. That's fantastic.
Is the women's title fight. Toni Storm, Dr. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida. He's the Asian one. He can't even say the Asian names proper. Anyways, yeah, let's see. I don't know. Wait, I don't know who you said you were picking, which might be good. You know, I might have just blanked out what you were talking. Anyways, I'm going to go... Toni Storm seems to be getting a lot of momentum, and people seem to really love her. And I think that might build up for her and Thunder Rosa having a rivalry to sort of connect the titles. Again, another interim title. This is fantastic. We've had 3 in less than a year. You know, so... But I'm going to go with Toni Storm on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the same. I think there's been build-up with Toni. There's been some good matches. And Brett already had the belt. Shida already had the belt.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hayter don't deserve the belt. So, you know, give it to Toni, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Well, moving on to the third match. What do we got going on down here?
We got House of Black versus Miro and his ragtag team of Darby and Sting.
This one might be weird because who knows how it's going to be with Malachi asking for his release and it being denied. You know, how do you go about that? You're denied! You know, but yeah, that's definitely an awkward one. But anyways, I'm thinking Miro, Sting, and Darby take the win on that one. Unfortunately, it's just going to seem like a weird match maybe. Hopefully it doesn't be too weird though.
Yeah, I think Miro is going to come out as a Black Redeemer. And he's gonna kick everybody's ass.
That'd be pretty cool. Him and Brody King going toe to toe, 2 big guys, you know, whooping each other's asses. Might be a highlight in that match. Darby and Buddy Matthews flying all over the place too, or something.
And remember, we got the Black Sting too, where Sting got the mist.
The Black Sting. We got Black everybody.
Yeah.
The Black Miro, the Black Redeemer, which reminds me of Spawn and their Redeemer. Who do we got on the next match? Looks like. Reading upside down is like Jade Cargill or something.
Yeah, Jade Cargill and Athena.
I haven't really followed this too much, but I was actually... You said Jade, right?
Yeah.
I was going to go on a limb, and it seems like Athena, people seem to like her. I was going to say she's the one who takes it. I'm going to go on and say that. We never pick women's matches, so we're doing it this time. Everything's weird. I just knocked Patty Pimblett in the head. Anyways, moving on to the next match.
Jungle Boy versus Christian.
Jungle Boy, I'm thinking that's pretty much a no-brainer. Well, maybe, but I definitely I'm leaning towards Jungle. Well, that might be a pretty good match, though. I think that's at least had some fucking build-up.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most interesting match with the biggest and the most vendetta with all the words that's been spewed over Christian's mouth.
And Jungle Boy is getting more of a character. He's getting more of life to who he is. He's just not like, well, everybody thought before. Jungle Boy, this goofy guy who's really good in the ring. I think they're adding depth to him now, and I think that's at least fantastic.
He's just really angry now.
Yeah, like, so I think, yeah, Jungle Boy for the win.
Jungle Boy as well.
Now, what do we got up next?
We got Warlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns.
Which, again, random. They're like, and then, you know, Motor City Machine Guns show up and it's just Chris Sabin. Where's Alex Shelley? I don't know where he is, but again, kind of another random one. There's only real animosity there between your buddy Jay Legal and Wardlow. But I'm definitely taking Wardlow and FTR. I think that's a no-brainer. You know, all the guys with the belts, they gotta win, right?
Yeah, no-brainer. What he said, pretty much. Those guys are going down.
Yeah.
They need Satnam Singh.
And plus, they're all really small compared to the other guys. You know, even though FTR's not big, but like more Machine Gun, Sabin, and Shelley, they're not the biggest guys, so they're pretty much dwarfed unless Satnam gets in there.
Which we know he will.
Next is probably, for us, I'm thinking this might be the best match of the evening, in my opinion, because we love the high-flying, the aerial artist, a lot of the hard-hitting stuff. The ladder match, the casino ladder match, I think it was called. Who do we got on there? It looks like I'm reading it upside down, so...
Claudio versus Wheeler versus Penta versus Rey Fenix versus Rush versus Andrade
El Idolo
versus Dante Martin versus Dante Martin's brother.
Oh yeah,
Papa Boy.
well, yeah. We both thought. I thought that. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of interesting to have essentially 4 teams in the match. Most of the, that ends up being 2 pairs of brothers in there as well. We both thought Darius Martin. My guy was Dragon Lee. He comes in and screws everybody over. He's like, screw you, Roosh. That's what you get for you guys beating me up. You turn your back on me. But who do you got for your pick?
I'm gonna go with my favorite teams, Roosh and Andrade El Idolo.
But that's not you can't pick 2 guys. It's going to be 1 guy though. That's not the team. So what are you picking? 2 people?
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Andrade then.
Oh!
Andrade.
Now, and my guy, I was thinking Roosh just because I like the momentum in all the matches he's had.
I was thinking Roosh, but then Andrade is the leader of the faction, I think. So
I don't know. I think personally, like I'm just winging it. It could be Dante Martin, it could be Ray Phoenix, it could be Claudio. There's so many people on there that really kind of deserve or seems like they could win out of nowhere, but so we're going with 2 heels on this one. We're going with the badasses in this match. Next up is the AEW tag titles. We got the guy who eats too many hamburgers, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Acclaimed. I think this one's a bit of a no-brainer. I don't think they're going to lose the titles, so I'm going with Swerve in our glory.
Yeah, same, Swerve. I think they're going to hold on to the title a little bit longer, and the opponents are, just some hand-me-down opponents that just kind of throw in the way because they needed somebody to fight.
Yeah, they did need somebody. I do like the Acclaimed. I think they're getting a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
Especially the crowd seems to be going nuts over their stuff right now. So with him and Billy Ass or Billy Gunn, so who knows? Maybe the Acclaimed just down the line, I think could, get a title run, a short one maybe. But they've done pretty well for themselves in my opinion, but not just yet.
Well, the fans want to be scissored by though.
Then next up should be an interesting one-on-one by the looks of it. I think was that Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
So another one that sort of at least has had some story build up and 2 guys we like. So thank God for that. We're getting some decent matches on here. I'm going Ricky Starks. I think he's got a lot of momentum, or not a lot of momentum, but I think he gets the win and it's able to sort of catapult him up to like the next level, maybe move towards like a TNT sort of level run there.
Yeah, I think Ricky's angry. Ricky's pissed off. He just lost a belt. The factory just like thumped him one.
Oh yeah.
And there was some random bowler like punched him one. He's pissed off. He's angry. He wants to beat somebody up.
Thank God the bowler hit him and not a go-go. Go-go with his Olympic medal fists. Yeah, I think that should be at least a good match, on there. So that's good. Next up, we got the trios titles, the titles that we seem to love so much. Well before this, way back in Lucha Underground, that's always fun, exciting stuff. The type of combinations you can put together for teams and matches is always wild. So this is at least going to be a good part for AEW. You got the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus where we filmed this. This actually isn't after Rampage, so we don't know who won between the Best Friends and the Dark Order. But we have my prediction. We're talking about my thoughts, and I'm actually going to go with Dark Order, even though we don't know yet if they're even in it. I'm going with Dark Order because my prediction of Hangman potentially, of joining the Dark Order because of Preston Vance's injury or something, I thought like that would be great, and I'm going to say, that the Dark Order takes it on against the Elite. Might be the biggest surprise, but
that would be a cool underdog story, but I'm going to go with a safer bet. Kenny Omega just came back. He can't lose that fast to some dark boys. So he's going to kick their ass and give them the one-winged angel.
Well, there we go. We got another disagreement, which is perfect. We always like to have that, so we have a bit of separation. Makes it a little fun to see who wins at the end of the matches and see who gets higher. We 2-1-1, I think, in our predictions so far. I'd have to check our last pay-per-view video. And then we got the unfortunate main event. The oddness of CM Punk being squashed, then the next week coming out, getting slapped in the face, and all of a sudden being very animated to get back in there. And I have no idea what's going to happen, and frankly, I don't give a shit. We are probably going to skip that match and just go home. You know?
One thing I found interesting was like our opinions. I thought were like kind of like not the norm, but I actually did see people booing CM Punk when like during his monologue. So I'm like, oh, he's losing favor with the fans.
Well, maybe there's some people that, you know, don't give two shits besides the ones in Chicago for him. Who knows?
And I think he was in Chicago. Even the Chicago guys are getting tired of him.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't. So yeah, we might just go home and ignore that last match, and I hope this video gets out there the next 2 days so people can fast forward to the end like they do when they're watching Dark According to Taz, right in the middle of the video. Anyways, yeah, I hope this gets out there and people see our disdain for Punk and what's going on there, and they give us a ton of thumbs down. Just give us tons of thumbs down because that gives us interaction and we'll move this video up in the shitty YouTube algorithm. Anyways, that's our 2 cents on what the fuck is AEW doing right now and our 2022 All Out predictions. Until next time, folks, from the dungeon, from the pit of this guy's home, until next time, folks, how about some heavy wrestling?